they realize that he was the guy?
Not when they arrested him. They just thought he was a nut with an arsenal.
Right.
When they got him back to the precinct, they're questioning him, and this is after a long hostage negotiation and the shootout and everything else, and they got his bombs and his guns and his machetes and his blowguns and everything else.
Right.
And he wrote a confession to this. And on the bottom, he made a cross and put 7s at 3 of the ends of the cross. The detective said, "What is this?"
Right.
And he said, Danny Powers, the detective, said, "What is this?"
Right.
He says, that represents God's pure love. And he said, "Uh-huh." And something was nagging Danny Powers. He was like, "What? This looks familiar. This looks like one of the Zodiac things." And this guy had zip guns,
right,
like they thought Zodiac had. It's East New York.
Yeah.
But he was unsure. He contacted Joey Herbert, Tommy Marr, and Louis Savarese, like the 3 horsemen of the Zodiac Task Force. And they immediately recognized the handwriting. Joey recognized the handwriting,
right,
and they went full bore after this guy. And when they got his fingerprints and they compared them, they raced to headquarters and they compared them to the ones taken off the letter to the post. They got him.
Right. And, now, before we run out of time, I want to get into 2 elements of this. You, A, discovered evidence that the police missed.
Yeah.
And apparently his satanic Bible or something of that nature?
Yeah, it's called the 6th and 7th Book of Moses. It is a, and I can understand why they may have missed it. In other words, they left his real Bible, his blue Bible, he kept himself. His mother's white Bible, they left. And the Spanish Bible, they left. And this has Moses on the cover.
Yeah.
And they may have assumed that it was a legitimate religious thing. But if you look inside, it's all black magic. It's Kabbalistic spells, black magic, calling up the devil, and a spell to get you out of jail and stay out of jail, and a judge to let you go if you get caught. And then after I had this, it turns out that the mother told me, "Oh yeah, Eddie wants this. He heard that the cops didn't take it, and he wants it in jail." Hey, maybe it works, because they arrested him in '94, but they let him go. What would you think if you were Eddie? Would you think the magic is working?
Absolutely.
There you go.
Absolutely. Now, you did, I don't know, all told, how many articles do you think you wrote? 100 maybe on this case?
On this, not that many, but certainly more than 20. And since he was arrested, some more. I don't know. I'd have to check.
And now you've written all these articles. So you've now written the book. Mm-hmm. What do you think his deal is? What do you think that this person who's accused of doing this, committing these crimes, what do you think was going on in his mind?
Part of it is a very lonely person who probably was abused in some way, who may have been abused, physically or otherwise, when he was young, but who was desperate for attention. And some kind of accomplishment. And this is what he did. I mean, this wasn't just a hobby. This was like his career and his secret career. But part of him, even though he's denying now, of course he's pleaded not guilty, right, he's denying that he was into witchcraft and all this stuff. I think he probably believed this. I think he probably believed he was Zodiac. Right. He had become Zodiac and he was achieving something. Maybe even immortality, and that these people were going to be his slaves in the afterlife, right, when they died. It's bizarre, it's spooky, but he may actually believe that.
Now, one thing I know that you won't talk about, what's in the book, is how you know how he picked the Zodiac. He knew the signs of the Zodiac, of the victims. Yeah. It's in the book.
Yeah.
So how can people get?
You can't give everything away.
You can't give everything away for free. So how can people find your book? Where can they get it? What can they do to get it?
Well, it's in bookstores, and of course we have. I believe you have an 800 number that you might be able to to run.
On the screen.
Oh,
now.
Great, terrific. And it can be in bookstores and or the 800 number directly if you can't find it. But it should be nationwide and certainly around here.
Okay. Do you think you'll ever have a case as interesting as this one to report on?
It's going to be, really tough to top. I mean, I've never decoded a serial killer's secret code sent to me. I've never, I doubt it.
Kieran Crowley, thanks for joining us today on Insight Nassau.
Thanks a lot.
And thank you for watching. I'm Dan McCue of Anton Community Newspapers, and this is Insight Nassau. Thank you. Good night.